Alrighty, good morning y'all. As you may have guessed, we are gassing up to go fishing. Got about an hour drive today. We're heading to the North Delta. It's about 4:38. Should get there about 5:30 or so, right around sunrise. We're gonna make a pretty long trek into some backwaters today. I've packed relatively light, so to speak. We still got the Titan with us, but we took the graph off. Smaller Plano boxes of baits. Really want to focus on just a few techniques that could bite us in the butt. You know how that goes. It's gonna hit around 96 degrees today. Another day of fishing. Take you guys with me as always. See you in a bit. Alrighty, folks, we have made it finally. Gassing up the drive, unloading the kayak. Made about a 40-minute run to the first spot. Got a pretty funky tide today. It's a big tide. We're still on an incoming tide for another 30 minutes and it is really, really high. But after that, it'll be dropping essentially all the way till 2 o'clock. So yeah, spot on the Delta I haven't been to in a while. No clue how the fishing will be here. That's always the big question. But I'm excited. Delta's never the same. Even the same spots, same locations, it's always different. Whoa, little buzzbait fish. Yeah. All right, we tried our 3 topwaters, and hey, it's not your standard buzzbait fish, but topwater number 3, the old quad buzzer, got bit. Wonder if it's a sign or a fluke. It's the question I always ask myself after that first fish of the day. Is that like the deal? Is that the bait? Or is that just a fluke? Ooh, I think something hit that. Another micro. What do we say though? I mean, the little ones are eating it, the big ones are too. Ooh. Bite number 3 on the old quad buzzer. Heck, you bent my thing out. It's a little one. Ooh, first Kermit blow up on the duckweed. That's what we wanted. Kind of had an interesting first hour of fishing. Couple 3 bites, little dinker bites on the buzzbait. This is kind of the stuff I was thinking about this morning. Was these skinnier water, backwaters, a lot more vegetation, balled up duckweed. Clearly some fish busting on bait. As this tide drops, I think the bite should get better back here. I think. We'll see. This is the right stuff for some frogs, for some punch. Yeah, things are looking right. That was frightening. That was frightening. Holy smokes. Am I gonna get attacked by a beaver today? Well, let's get a little look-see. See how deep we're sitting in. If I recall, this area is like 5-6 foot deep in the channel. Let's verify. Get a water temp too, actually. Maybe 3 meters or so. 21 degrees Celsius. So obviously took the graph off today. Oh, there's that dang beaver. Man, that guy's harassing me. Like I was saying, took the graph off today. I anticipated getting into stuff like this, even skinnier, and just making a lot of short casts, and wanted to get that guy out of the way, of course, since it is a bulky piece to my left. Obviously, we brought out the deeper today in case we wanted to check some depths, especially in the middle of the channel. Water's a lot dirtier back here too, so I can't really see to the bottom. Then also just running this morning. There's a lot of spots on the delta that change by the year, and a lot of shallow bars, shallow flats, and I had this dude running with me so I could check just in case I was running up on something super shallow. That's not good. You don't want to figure that out before it's too late and bust your drive or bust your motor. But yeah, right here you can see there's some grass down there. I don't know what's going on with these fish. I'm still not sure if they're in the middle of the channel, if the tide's just still too high, if they're still kind of out deeper, or if they're starting to move up and tuck under some of this duckweed, some of these canopies. Tide is still going to be dropping all morning, so I really do think once it gets a little bit lower and it sucks the fish into more predictable spots, we'll get on some fish. But as the delta typically goes, it's really about patience out here and waiting for that window, that right tide, that opportunity, and to really capitalize on that. Until then, we'll just keep fishing. Oh, he's building a fort. Maybe that's why he's so mad at me. All right, I'll get out of here, dude. No worries. No fish biting back here anyways. It's so weird, you know? Like, I've got like 2 schools of thought when you're around this stuff. Like on a high tide, you'd think they'd move up with the tide and tuck up under there, which sometimes they do. At the same time, you feel like they tuck up under there on a low tide just because there's less water and they gotta hide, which they do too. So I don't know if these fish are just kind of in limbo and just somewhere in the middle. I don't know. It's so weird. Goodness. Well, maybe that's a sign. That was like, what, the 3rd cast with the little choppo? Man, that's a small one. Holy smokes. Ambitious little dude. Gee. Yeah, maybe a positive sign. You can see the tide is starting to move out again now. Or it's moving out now. So that could definitely be a factor. Look at that little dude. Oh, we tried to get it again. That's so funny. We just switched to the buzzbait. I haven't really seen any followers on the buzzbait. Obviously, we got some bites earlier on the buzzbait, but man, it seems like every time I pick up the choppo, I get little dink followers, or actually dink bites. That little 6-inch bass came up and tried to eat it a couple times. So even though it's kind of tough to fish this with all this algae, I think this is what we have to go with right now to stand a chance at not going to In-N-Out Burger. I'm getting kind of hungry though. Whether it's the bait or the tide switch, the fish are starting to get interested. I can say that with confidence. It's just unfortunate. It seems like all the tiny fish are getting interested. This is gonna get bit. I'm believing I'm a believer. There we go, finally. Oh, I'm on a limb too. I think I gotta net this one just because I need a keeper in my life. I need a keeper in my life. Oh, God. Finally. Right after that little pep talk too. Not a big keeper, but it's a keeper. Second fish of the day. No, third fish of the day. I forgot we caught a 6-incher and a 4-incher. That's barely 12. Happy to have them though. Oh. Okay, that one was up in a shade pocket. Another dinker. They're telling me this is the bait though. They're letting me know this is the thing I got to keep doing. Oh yeah, a schmedium. That is a schmedium. No, never mind, that's a small. We are on the rats today. Like, should have done a challenge, see the shortest 5 I could catch. Ooh. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, we're on the rats. Shortest 5 challenge today would have been, I would have been doing pretty good. Let's think, if I had an average of a 6-inch bass, 30-inch limit. Yikes. Whoa, pretty sure that was another micro, but actually struck it good. Man, today is a lot different than our last trip out. If you guys saw the last video, it was Clear Lake, and we're getting some topwater fish. Just a lot different than today's topwater fish. Cue the 10-second montage. Oh! 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 Yeah, so much different. Fish are quite a bit smaller and not really eating as good. I'll say this, when your fishing gloves smell minty fresh, you did not get on the fish. Guys, that was a struggle, and you know how it goes on this channel. Every trip, no matter what happens, uploads to YouTube, and obviously it shows the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between, and today was pretty ugly. Today was a bad day. It was really tough out there. I have no clue what the deal was. We started out at a really high tide, and I thought maybe we'd get some topwater fish up shallow. It doesn't even really matter the tide. First thing in the morning, you're usually guaranteed a couple of topwater fish. Really, other than the one micro on a buzzbait, it's just not happening. Tide peaked at around 8:30, and then started slowly dropping. And as that tide started to drop, I noticed a lot more fish would actually follow some of my baits, specifically the little choppo. Yeah, I mean, we caught a couple on it. Nothing to brag about, for sure. Maybe one keeper all day. Man, I'll tell you what, if we really did that challenge I mentioned earlier, the smallest possible limit of fish, well, technically it's not a limit, but the smallest 5, I would have been up there, man. Or down there, I guess you could say. I would have had such a small 5 fish score today. It was incredible. Really tough day. No other way to put it. So that is that. It happens. We move on. Hope for glory another day. It is about 100 degrees out. It got a lot hotter than I thought. It's about 2 o'clock. So I think right now I am going to get some food. We'll make our way home, and then I've got some bags to pack because we're about to do our annual trip back to New York. And of course, we'll be doing some fishing there. That'll be the plan for the next few videos. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next video in New York.